He's going to be getting at least a silver medal here, Joe. And, well, let's see whether Jonathan Milan can keep him at bay. This is for gold and a World Champions jersey.
It is 2.5 seconds separated these riders in qualifying. So on paper, Ashton Lambie, the quicker of the two, also, as I've just said, the world record holder, 3:59.9, the first rider to break that 4-minute barrier. He set that time on the 18th of August this year, and now he wants to add the rainbow jersey to that world record.
This will be a close affair. Ashton Lambie was fastest in qualifying. Jonathan Milan, nearest man to him. But there was 2 seconds between them. So Lambie, the American, may well be crowned a world champion. He's had a wonderful season with that world record set in Aguascalientes in August in Mexico at altitude. But at the moment, it's Milan who's come out very, very strong. So Lambie will be just racing his own run here. It's a long distance to be on your own, 4 kilometres.
It is. So individual pursuiting is all about pacing. You haven't got anything on your bike telling you how fast you're going, what your lap splits are. So your only gauge is your coach at the side of the track here. Effectively acts as your stopwatch. So you'll decide before the race what lap split you want to aim to do. So normally you'd accelerate throughout that first lap, get up to speed, settle onto the tri-bars, and then just try to put out a consistent lap split throughout the rest of the race. And of course that should feel relatively easy earlier on in that first kilo, but will really, really bite towards the end. And that is the art of individual pursuiting. Not going out too hard, but equally not going out too easy, having too much left at the end to sprint.
Well, Italy have been showboating throughout this World Championships, sometimes to great success. We've seen it constantly. It seems they want to remind us every single moment that they are very much part of proceedings. Fast start for Milan here, but Lambie has taken the green part of the clock. As you can see, the deficit for the Italian is now upon your screens, and it's gradually, slowly but surely, the ownership of that rainbow jersey looks like it's going to the United States with the phenomena that is Ashton Lambie. He's doing a fantastic job. His position is exquisite. If you look at the movement on his shoulders, virtually no lateral movement, much more snaking from Milan. The power at the back end of Lambie here, that's where all the movement is. You see the head just starting to nod either side for Milan, and you'll see how solid Lambie is when we get the heads-up shot in a moment. There it is. It's almost like he's hewn out of granite, and his lines are wonderful. Drifts up to red down the back straight, opens up the corner, here it is, chops down. These are all modest margins, but if you add them all together, it accounts for the difference between the pair.
Yeah, so holding a really good aero position here, Ashton Lambie. You look at these head-on shots, like you say, absolutely solid on that bike. And that is crucial to be able to hold that position later in the race. The temptation to sort of pull yourself up as your legs are really hurting. But of course, that's the complete wrong thing to do. You're becoming less aero as the legs are hurting more. But he's doing a really nice job here of holding that position. Just over a kilo to go, 5 laps to go now. Indeed.
And the back straight he goes, and it's a pleasure to watch him. Almost feel sorry for Jonathan Milan at the moment, because this is a dominant performance by Lambie. He's doing just enough. It's by no means a walkover, this at all. Only half a second between them, but you're finding a man who's at the top of his game at the moment. And that world record speaks volumes, and it's now Milan realising he's doing his own thing. However, still the gap is not what's being displayed. It's where he stands as part of his own run. But the gap is growing, and Lambie is taking advantage. And next time by, there'll be he'll start to think about the bell, and indeed just imposing himself for the last time in the run for home. It's been an exquisite run for Lambie. Here is the bell. 1 lap remaining before he picks up that coveted rainbow jersey, and indeed has us call him a world champion for the next year. Absolutely wonderful performance by the American, and I guess the top table had to share some of the spoils, and Lambie spoiled the party for the Italians, at least this time. America have a world champion, and it's Ashton Lambie. That was brilliant.
It really was. Fastest qualifier this morning, delivering again in the final. 4:05.060, his finishing time there, and he is delighted, adding that rainbow jersey to that world record that he set earlier this year. Absolutely phenomenal. I've really enjoyed following his progression in the individual pursuit. This event, of course, not part of the Olympic Games. It used to be previously, now removed from the programme, but still hotly contested at the World Championships, and this is absolutely phenomenal to see.
It is wonderful. Yeah, a shame it's no longer part of the Olympic programme, but space had to be made for other events. And of course, quite rightly, the elevation of women's cycling to parity. And we're seeing more and more of that, Jo.
We are. So this World Championships, the first time the women's team sprint was raced by 3 riders over 3 laps, which was excellent to see. We had the Madison as part of the Olympic programme for both men and women in Tokyo, which again was fantastic. So far more equality, which, you know, it's 2021, it should happen. We shouldn't even need to be talking about it, but unfortunately we have been. But yeah, really glad at some of the recent changes that we've seen in track cycling.